Hello and welcome to another virtual tour to Greece's history, language and culture with Helinika. Today's video is going to be a little bit more casual because basically I will just be recommending some Greek destinations that have these hopeless romantic vibes. You know, there are these movies where usually an American woman has a terrible breakup and then she packs her belongings and she spends some time in Europe where she discovers herself and she meets the love of her life. The places I'm going to be mentioning could be the sceneries where these movies take place. And I have to be clear with you from the start, I'm not going to be mentioning very well-known destinations such as Santorini or actually any of the Cyclades, you know, these Aegean islands with the white and blue houses, because although these places are indeed romantic, at the same time are very bright, very laid back and positive, and they lack the sense of melancholy that is essential for a hopeless romantic vibe. And I think most of you will agree with me here. So the first place I would like to mention is Nafplio, a very historical place, not so far from Athens in the northern Peloponnese, which, believe it or not, it was the first capital of the Hellenic Republic of Greece. Yeah, that was exactly before Athens was elected. Indeed, the area is full of beautiful Mediterranean houses, and in the city center you will find many historical neoclassical buildings that are connected basically with our recent past. You will also find a castle that it takes quite a hike to get up there. Of course, it is also accessible by car. And there is also a prison island that it's also worth a visit. And of course, it's not really working, it's a historical monument. The next destination for hopeless romantics is an entire region in the Peloponnese again, with a very rich history from ancient times, medieval times, and even recent years. And I'm talking about Mani, which is perhaps the most underestimated destination in Greece. If you're not from Greece, there's a great chance you've never heard about it. The area is full of beautiful houses made of stone and a lot of castles. It does feel like going back in time, and there is a sense of melancholy when you visit this area. And to be honest, it's one of these places that you can imagine a lot of different movies being filmed there. But the absolute most beautiful place, in my opinion, is Monemvasia, which is an island fortress that is connected to the land. Again, it is in the Peloponnese, and it's full of Byzantine churches and medieval houses. It is quite similar to Venice in a sense that there are no streets and few people live there permanently. I can imagine so many movies being filmed there again, and not just necessarily romantic comedies. It does have this sense of melancholy that is essential, and I hope that I will be able to visit it again soon. The next is Kerkyra. English speakers call it Corfu. Locals sometimes call it Corfu. It is an island in the Ionian Sea, and it has a lot of Italian elements, I would say, perhaps not only because of its proximity to Italy, but also because it did belong to the Venetians at some point. Kerkyra is no ordinary Greek island. It doesn't have this laid-back, relaxed atmosphere. It is very elegant, and I will be mentioning two more islands that have the same feeling, and I definitely recommend it. Now I wanted to put together two towns in the island of Crete, Renthymno and Chania. Again, there is a very big Venetian influence here to these towns. Of course, these towns have a much longer history. There were Minoan settlements, and they're very close to some ancient Greek archaeological sites. And you can really feel the very unique Cretan culture there. It is a total recommendation. Again, they are by the sea. They give you this feeling of traveling back in time, and what else should I add here? Very close to Crete, we have the Dodecanese island of Rhodes, full of castles and medieval architecture again. But apart from the architecture and the overall feeling, the stories about knights, Rhodes also has a very beautiful forest with rare butterflies. So I think this location is the ultimate hopeless romantic destination in Greece. But we're not done yet. I would also like to mention 2 more islands that are very elegant, like Kerkyra, but still have a more Athenian-inspired look. And these would be Spetses and Hydra in the Saronic Gulf, very close to Athens. These islands mostly attracted wealthy Athenians who would build some very beautiful neoclassical villas. So again, you won't find the small white and blue houses that you find in the Cyclades. They're very beautiful islands, mostly walkable, and they're a total recommendation if you love these types of places. Oh, and you will find also a lot of carriages with horses. And last but not least, I would also like to mention Athens. I mean, I know what you're going to say. How would Athens, looking the way that it looks, would ever be added on this list after so many beautiful destinations? And I get what you mean, but I do think that certain locations in Athens, when isolated, can be very easily romanticized, and they do have this hopeless romantic vibe. The whole area surrounding the Acropolis Hill, such as Theseo, Plaka, Anafiotika, places like Zapion and the National Gardens, all the archaeological sites that are outdoors, such as the Ancient Agora, I think they could all be locations in romantic comedies and dramas. And yeah, Athens as a whole maybe doesn't fit into this list, but some places I think are eligible. So if you stayed till the end, you can show this by leaving a comment, either mentioning which of these places you would like to visit as soon as possible, or by creating your own list with places from all around the world. Which places would you consider hopeless romantic, or perhaps perfect for hopeless romantics? And if you enjoyed watching, you can like, you can share with a friend, perhaps. If you're new here, you can subscribe and then go to this YouTube channel and search for more similar videos. I'm sure you will find a lot that you will enjoy watching. And if you are an older subscriber, you should know that the next video will be another mythical podcast. And actually, I'm trying to find also some platforms where I can upload the podcast as a podcast and not just on YouTube. So if you have any recommendations, feel free to also add them in the comment section. I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful weekend.